Hi, and welcome to the Aaron Roussos podcast. Today's episode is about long life. Yeah, that's right, long life. Now, as I'm going to explain to you, certain things are possible. A lot of things are possible that we didn't think were possible, and long life is one of them. We know through ancient times that we used to live longer. The reason why we don't live longer at the moment is a few reasons, and some of them are unknown in the physical realm, so I'll get into it. Firstly, let's just say that to live longer, 150, 200 years, 300 years, we're designed for that. We're built for that, yeah? And it's not like we're going to be frail and, not enjoy. It's not like we're going to be 90-year-old for the next 200 years and not have any quality of life as well. That just wouldn't work, would it? So what I'm going to say is that the long life that I'm talking about, like everything else, you just need to holistically look at the problem. So we've got the physical, the mental, and then the spiritual. So for starters, when we did live for 200-300 years, our DNA was different. Our diet was different. Our environment was different. What we thought was different. What we believed was different. And what we, I guess, were exposed to wasn't as natural as, what we're exposed to now isn't as natural as what was back then. Because we've had an industrial revolution and we eat a lot of chemicals and processed foods, and we actually don't know what they do to a natural system over long periods of time because we've never really looked at it. We've just accepted that there's another disease called cancer and that it forms tumours when it doesn't know what to do with things that are in a natural system. So our DNA efficacy is about 30% at the moment. Okay, what does DNA at 100% look like? Well, let's just say it does things that we would like to happen. So when we chop an arm off, it grows back. We have DNA for that. We have a lot of self-diagnosis and self-healing built within, but efficacy at 30% isn't really going to do that. The Human Genome Project that's well known worldwide and has been around for over 30 years now, and is continually added wisdom and knowledge and information is tested and added to it, still only recognises that 3.5% of our DNA does anything. So how can you trust someone that only knows what 3.5% of something does? Because these are the doctors and the scientists and the people that we're listening to. They don't know what it does, but yet they say comments like your DNA can't be changed. They say that, but then they don't know what over 95% of it does. So there is some gaps, and a lot of the gaps across, all the unknowns usually has something to do with us being limited in where we can look for the information, because we're born in a structure and the medical only makes us look at the physical, and we can't go into these spiritual realms where I've been finding everything. Once you put it together holistically, you can have the answer to anything. So our DNA is not working as it should. When it works as it should, our body works better. Things work better. Things are more efficient, highly regulated. It's just a beautiful creation, and we have the ability to change that. So there is a bit of things going on with DNA, and that's for another post, and there's upgrades and certain things happening at the moment with the frequency and the level that we've reached. And it all makes sense. So our DNA isn't as it should be to live longer. Our diet and the way we look after it ourselves isn't either designed for longer life. The amount of chemicals, the amount of things that we expose ourselves, the traumas, the diet, all designed to kill us faster, all designed to make us sick. So we've got our DNA efficacy, we've got our diet, and now we're going to look at another thing with longer life, and that's our DNA. Now, our DNA has got some things within it that is part of a system that we don't fully understand, but we will one day. All these things that I'm talking about will be common knowledge one day. And one of those to do with long life is our DNA and our spiritual side. Our innate, which governs our karma, and I'll explain a bit more about innate in an innate post, because I had a profound experience with a kinesiologist, and that related to my innate, and now I'm obviously further developed and don't have to go to a kinesiologist. My innate and myself are working together, and we're dropping karma and doing all sorts of things. So our innate is going to kill us sooner so that we can get spiritual growth. Because you remember, it's not about us. It's about ascended planet status. It's about the bigger picture. It's about everything that's happening and where we're heading and where we're cycling, and collective consciousness. Well, that's the driver. It can drive everything, including weather on Earth, and it can change things, and that with intent. And blind faith is something that you're going to learn can consistently deliver miracles for you. So, longer life, we need to communicate to our innate and tell it, or reprogram it, the template that we don't need to die anymore to spiritually grow, that we can do it, and it makes sense for us to do it having longer lives, because we don't have to grow up. We don't do a lot. You got to think about it. Yeah, it's giving us short lives on purpose to make us spiritually grow more as part of a bigger picture, because the spiritual growth, you think about all the spiritual growth we get on Earth, it goes somewhere, it means something within this system. Our diets and what we eat and expose ourselves and drink and everything, crap. Absolute crap as well, and that's part of all the diseases and bits and pieces. DNA is not effective as it should be. If you wanted to have longer life, I have put a practical application of how to talk to your innate, how to use your higher self, how to connect with collective consciousness, how to increase your DNA efficacy, how to change your diet. I've even put a program in there which is the most nutrient and dense and rich diet that actually gets your body into a state of boosted immune system, which then a lot of smaller health conditions and diseases just disappear. They fade away. So there's a huge body of work, you have to digest to make spiritual sense and get all this into your system, but it's all here and it's all available. And as I say, it's just a matter of time before this is known by everyone. But the practical application is in the book. If you go to aaronroussos.org, there's a free book download. You can download this whole book, 100,000 words or more. It's got all different, over 50 different chapters in the book that relate to life in general and how things will further truths and things like that. So if you want to live longer, for instance, this year after my birthday on the 7th of June, I made a conscious effort to start a program of increasing my DNA. I've changed my diet and given myself a brain diet. I am talking to my innate on a daily basis and getting it to reprogram. And I'm looking at living to about 150 at least by doing this. I don't look like I'm aging. I look like I'm reversing in age. The diet that I created is the highest cell regenerative diet that is possible. So obviously all our cells recreate and do so all the time. There is a diet that can make that happen. I call it foodicin, more efficiently and stuff. So there's more pieces and parts of this. It's multidimensional. There's lots of bits and pieces, but it's all very simple and natural, like everything is. The answer to life and having a beautiful life that we have dreamt of will be found in the simplicity of everything, not in the complexity. Everything makes sense, and that's what I'm finding with all of these subjects and stuff. It's just the only reason why we don't do something in life is because we don't know how. And me, having spent my whole life studying these subjects, I do know how, and it's there for anyone should they want to use it. So go to the book, grab the book, have a little look at the longer life, and give it a whirl. Everything can be tested, everything can be tried, and it works every time. So have a look at that one. Have a great day. Once again, thank you. Bye.